So on this next page, it says the National Center for Education Statistics reported 1,900 average mathematic achievement scores for 8th graders in 38 nations. Singapore led the group with an average of 596, while South Africa had the lowest at 223. The United States scored 499. The average scores for each nation are given below. So it says for Part A, you want to find the 5-number summary, the IQR, the mean, standard deviation of these averages. So I'm just going to write down what we're trying to find. 5-number summary. That's our min, the Q1, Q2, Q3, and the max. It wants the IQR, which remember is Q3 minus Q1. It wants the mean, and it wants our standard deviation. All of this information except for the IQR can be found in the calculator by doing that one var stats. So what you're going to do, okay, is I want you guys to pause this video right now, and I want you to plug all of these data points into your calculator for L1. So remember to do that, you're going to hit stat and then edit, and you're going to enter in all of your values, okay? So pause the video, enter in all your values, and then unpause it when you're ready. So now that you have all of your values in here in your calculator, we are going to find our one var stats so that we can find all this information that it's asking for. So remember, we press stat, go over to calc, select one var stats, enter, 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 until it comes up with this screen here with all this information. Okay. So we can start by finding the mean. Our mean is the first thing that the calculator gives us, that 484.97, okay, which can round. If you round it and you say 485, I will take 485 as an acceptable answer. That's fine here. However, with the standard deviation, you always want to leave one decimal place, so we'll say the standard deviation is 75.1. Remember, the standard deviation is this one right here, that little circle with the tail to it. Okay. If we scroll all the way down to the end of our screen, the end of our screen gives us our 5-number summary, starting with the min and going all the way down here to the max. So we're just going to copy these numbers right here. 223, 448, 496, 0.5. Leave this as 0.5 because that's what it is. It's halfway in between. 529 and 596. This is our 5-number summary. This is the piece that I know you guys are going to forget to find, the IQR, and you're going to forget to find that because it's not given to you in the calculator. You have to do that math on your own. IQR, Q3 minus Q1. Our Q3 is 529 minus our Q1 of 448. So we're going to do 529 minus 448, and we get 81. Once we have all this information, okay, this question is going to be worth 8 points, 1 point for each part of it, so just make sure that you don't forget a part, otherwise it's a whole point off. The next question says, write a brief summary of the performance of 8th graders worldwide. Be sure to comment on the performance of the United States. So if we come back up here to the top, it said that United States scored 499. So our best way to compare or to comment on the performance of the United States is to talk about the average worldwide. Okay? Remember, our average is the mean, okay? And we know that our mean is 485. So if we think about this, if the United States is 499 and the average is 485, what could we say about the United States? Well, the United States has a value bigger than the average. So we can say the average is 485. The United States is above average, with 499. Question number 4 says, on a standardized test with a normal distribution, the mean is 70 and the standard deviation is 5. If 1,800 students took the test, approximately how many students would be expected to score between 65 and 75? This is the question that when we were going through our notes that day, I told you to put a star around because I told you it was definitely going to be on your quiz, okay, or test. So here, we want a normal distribution, so we're going to draw our normal distribution curve. Mean is 70, standard deviation is 5. So we'll start by drawing our curve. The mean is 70, standard deviation is 5, so I can go to the left and to the right. If I go 1 to the left, subtract the standard deviation of 5, 70 minus 5 is 65. Add the standard deviation to the right and I get 75. That's the range that we want in between, so I don't need to find the other two values to the left and to the right. You can if you want to, it's up to you. So we know from our normal distribution curve what percent is between the first two lines, one standard deviation to the left and one standard deviation to the right, 68%. The question's not asking for us for what percent, it's asking for how many students. Well, there are 1,800 students altogether, so we're going to take the 1,800 and we're going to multiply it by 68%. Remember, we have to make it a decimal, so we move the decimal 2 places to the left and it turns it into 0.68. So I multiply this together. And that gives me 1,224 students.